Welcome to another episode of Pels and the Blender. It's your boy A Davis coming to y'all on this. What we got today? On this nice Wednesday evening, first day of training camp. Pels back to work. We had media day finally out the way. The season is almost upon us, and we got a lot to talk about. I got my dog Mike gonna join in a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of just go ahead and run it a little bit until we get him in, and kind of get the show going. But man, it's been a hell of a what's this 48 to 72 hours, right? Joe Dumars spoke Monday, did the breakdown on Joe Dumars. I think I like the idea of Joe Dumars speaking early and then allowing them to have the day kind of set the tone. We all, talked about that and broke that down. Um, the media day yesterday, I think gave a lot of really good information. But to me, the overall tone of hold on for a second, people. Hold on. Whoa.
What's popping?
What it do, though? We live, you hear me? So everybody welcome Mike B to the building. You hear me? What's him?
Damn.
And Joe, and that's exactly what I was getting into. All I pretty much appreciate you, Mike Morgan, for tapping in as always. But essentially was just going on saying, Mike, how it's been in my opinion, it's been a really positive 48 to 72 hours, however you want to look at it for the Pelicans, because Monday Joe did his press conference. I think that went over relatively well, and I like the idea of him doing it separate from everybody else. You know what I mean? Like everybody had a chance to watch it, kind of digest it. He set the message to what essentially kind of what y'all should be saying in y'all media day, so everybody kind of on one accord. And then, Tuesday came, and then everybody got their media day and stuff like that. The tone was set. I think everybody came out of that media day pretty positive, and obviously we're gonna go through that a little bit. And then today they didn't kicked off training camp, and you finally starting to see them on the floor and just getting into how the season is around the corner. So let me ask you, first off, what you thought about the separate press conferences and stuff, because that's different for us.
I liked it, right? I think shout out Buku Jared. He mentioned it on their episode when he was talking about like because Joe went early on, you gotta sort of like, he put the word out there, so now you can't say you didn't hear what he said. And in fact, during some of the media questions, some of the interviews, there was a lot of, well, Joe said this on yesterday. Joe said this, and now you got an answer to that. Whereas,
Yep.
as he mentioned, it was like, well, look, if Joe would have went on the same day, you can always just say, well, I didn't catch it, like,
Yep.
you know what I mean, or something like
Yep.
that. Because I've been a part. So when I interned with the Pelicans, I've been a part of the media day, and everything like that. And they, yeah, like it's legit. You can legit like miss
What
what other
somebody
people are
said.
saying, what somebody is saying, because you're literally going through so many different parts of the facilities and the practice facility and stuff like that. So I liked it. It was definitely different and something I'm not accustomed to. But if that becomes the norm, Joe going there and set a precedent, right, for what the future gonna hold, because you going there and like, nah, you got to back up what Joe say, and I liked it.
I agree. The one thing I kind of want to do before we because we're gonna talk about the media day, I kind of want to talk a little bit too about some of the events of today. But the one thing that I think is the most important above everything else, and again, I keep like kind of giving Gail credit for this, is we did not like the process of her hiring Joe Dumars, but it felt like Joe Dumars is exactly the person that they needed, and everybody really like it. Like you can tell Jordan changed all the energy in the building. Like everybody in the shout out Mike, they look, everybody showing like deference to Joe, respect for Joe. Like Z, obviously, you know what I mean? Z rock with Joe Hard. You could tell how they were at Summer League, even when they asked Z about Joe, you know what I mean? He smiled, he called him, it's Joe and Troy. We're gonna get into that a little bit because that's something I want to mention about Z interview. But I give Joe a lot of credit, and not just for Zion. If you pay attention from media day, all of the players be like, man, I love the no nonsense. I love the no gray area. Like, as a player, I'm imagining that's all you really want is somebody to shoot. Like, bro, shoot it straight with me, dog. Like, give me, like, tell me what we need to do and how exactly we need to do it. And you don't feel like, this dude don't know what the hell he talking about. Like, you can trust what Joe Dumars got to say. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, he's obviously in his 60s around a bunch of 20-year-olds, so like maybe he can't relate to an extent in certain things. But at the end of the day, like, man, you're a brother from Louisiana. You play ball in Detroit, so like you play that physical style that
Yeah.
you want to implement. So I'm pretty sure when he be in the room talking to them dudes, it's not all this word vomit like Griff would do. It's probably real down there. Like, look, dog, like this is what you gonna do. Like I'm putting the baskets in your, you know what I'm saying? Like it's in your court. Like Zion, like
Yeah.
this is all this is for you, bro. Like either you gonna handle it or you not. And if you're not gonna be the man, then I'm gonna find somebody else to do it. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of conversations like that. Like even Wendy on, when he was on ESPN, I think that was yesterday, he was just like, hey, look, this is gonna be Zion last year if he don't get his act together. And I'm pretty sure Joe was probably like, hey, bro, I don't want to have to move you, but I gotta do what I gotta do for this organization now that I'm here. I'm trusting in you. We trusting in you. So yeah, dog, like get your shit together. And that's
Yeah.
essentially like I feel like that's how he talks to them, and it comes off relatable.
I agree. I feel like to kind of expand on that, we'll talk about Joe for a little bit because Joe probably hitting them dudes with like example. An example would be, bro, you fat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'd be like, we be having real man-to-man conversations. And he'd probably be like, dog, if you want to kick it with the fees, or if you want to do that, you could do all of that. Like, we ain't tripping. But you fat, you stay hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like probably really giving it to him the way you want to hear it, to where in anything that I guess what we could say about Zion is Zion has always responded to like people talking direct to him. And he done said that, you know what I mean, multiple times. Like we didn't have real straight conversations. So I ain't saying nothing that nobody don't know, but I'm
Right.
just imagining when people think like what those conversations going, like what those conversations like,
Right.
it's probably like, bitch, you fat. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be my size trying to dominate in the NBA. I'm gonna do my part and make sure we got the pieces around you, but I need you to beat them. We going only as far as you gonna take us. You get what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think that he didn't Zion in his press conference was just kind of like him saying that, them doing that, then kind of put the I'm not gonna let y'all down. Like what I always said from day one, that the problem that I had with Griff from day one, I don't think he put the responsibility on Zion to not be fat, to not be great. And people be like, man, you a professional, yada yada. Like, yeah, but I'm 19 too, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I cut you a little bit of slack with that, even though I know me and you go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel. No,
yeah, but
I can hear that point. Like I get that. Like I do think that Griff had a lot of like I think from Griff's standpoint, from his point of view, he was like, look, bro, you 19. Like I don't want to put all this responsibility on you, which is why we have Drew, which is why we, you know what I mean? I don't want to
yeah,
put all this responsibility on you. Like I want you to transition into the NBA. Like, but and I think that's sort of like they baby him a lot. You know what I
yes,
mean? Like he was babied a lot. And now you
yes,
come in, like you get Joe, and Joe is more so from what we know, Joe is like, man, I'm not, man, you 25. Or I'm not even gonna use Zion. I'm gonna use like back in July when Derek Queen got hurt, when they talked to Joe, he was like, yeah, I told him his legs work. He better get up there
yeah,
and run. And
yeah,
he said it again on Monday. And during
yeah.
Derek Queen's interview, they asked Derek Queen, and the first thing Derek Queen said was like, yeah, he told me my legs work perfectly fine.
Yeah, get your Lance Armstrong on.
Yeah, and so now look at him, like Derek Queen, like I think that he was reported at like 248. So
Damn,
yeah,
good. So with that being said, we'll kind of dive into like some of the stuff that's kind of been coming out the day before, because I feel like the media day discussion is gonna take a little minute. So like, have you been seeing like the little clips of the people talking from training camp today? Like after they finished that, like they pretty much came out a couple hours ago, so they're
Yeah,
relatively
yeah.
new.
They did Willie, Trey, Zion,
Mm-hmm.
and Poole.
What's your just real quick, like what's your takeaway like from most of those post practice interviews?
First of all, we need Grub back in the. I'm tired of these questions. Like, stop asking to, well, how are the vibes? Like, there was one reporter, I don't even know who it was, but every player and coach that got the vibes got to be great, huh? Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear all the vibes.
Don't
The vibes
nobody
gonna
care
be
about
good.
the
It's the
vibes.
first day. It's the first
Mm-hmm.
day. What I was listening to was, they were like Poole, like very like out the gate, just very very vocal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, out the gate, and I don't know if you just saw it. They just dropped a clip on Instagram and Twitter, like an actual video
Of like gameplay.
again, like them like scrimmaging. They got Zion dunking and all that stuff, and you actually see Poole legit on the baseline, like talking, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
look, you got to catch it, you got to catch it." You see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you could actually see them getting active up the court, and like I think Jose threw it alley to Zion and stuff like that. So that's what I took from it. And then obviously, Willie mentioned Zion speaking to the team and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and Zion saying, "Man, it felt natural. Like I didn't feel like I had to like be forced into do it. I
Mm-hmm.
was able to just do it.
Just
They
do it.
told me they needed me to do it, and I did it." So that's what I took away from those clips, really.
So I kind of took away the same thing because like I'm the big thing is like Z interview mainly he was it's kind of man it feel good to have because he was talking about how everybody was out, so it just felt good to have Trey on the floor, Herb back on the floor. And I'm just thinking from a player's perspective, it probably feel good for those dudes to all be healthy, like be the best versions of themselves, really getting the opportunity to go ahead and attack this season. The second thing that I took was Z was talking about he was like, man, Poole gonna provide a lot of spacing. It just made me think like in most of Z's career, I don't think he had this consistent level of shooting on the floor with him. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I think Trey wasn't starting for BI, and Herb at the time, has become a significantly better shooter. Like, and Poole, while CJ, changed his game and stuff like that, I think Poole's spacing is different because like where he shoots from and like kind of the burst and the pass and
oh,
like
for
just
sure.
essentially just being a little bit younger. I think it creates. So I think Zion, especially now, if he's improved his game, is seeing the floor completely different than how he was in like just previous seasons. So I think all of them dudes, like as Trey getting better and all of them getting better, I think they're really in camp like, yo, we really got an opportunity, especially if they've been playing together for over a month, like they've been saying. The last thing I took, and I kind of want to pass this to you as a question, was you mentioned that he was talking about how Zion spoke to the team and stuff like that. It made me wonder if, like, I know they asked him to do it now, but like, was he not empowered to do it before? Like, why would it feel natural now and not have been natural like in previous seasons? And I know you don't want to talk about previous seasons, but that's the problem that I have sometimes with like when we think about the past is that we all knew it was Z team, but I feel like he wasn't necessarily empowered to be like, hey bro, this is my shit. Like, you know what I mean? And kind of go at it that way. What you think of that?
I mean, I think it's a little bit on him for not being
Mm-hmm.
available. Like, you know what I mean? Like you
Okay.
hurt, you probably off to the side, working out. You don't,
Mm-hmm.
you're not really engaged. You know what I mean? So like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you would probably close out practice with the team, but like you ain't engaged. You really don't feel like talking. Like they playing basketball. You mentally out. You know what I mean? You
Right.
hamstring, foot, whatever the case may be. So I don't. I think maybe they didn't. You know what I mean? It was a lot of like CJ like probably talking up Larry Nance and stuff like that simply because
Mm-hmm.
of the fact that Zion just wasn't as available. And then you had Bi who's quiet, so it was a you know what I mean. It was a you had your two top players were more on the quiet side essentially, and
Mm-hmm.
didn't really. It wasn't the minute CJ got over it, it was like, yeah, you got an adult in the room. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm 23. Like, I'm an adult. Like, I know I may not act like an adult yet because my personal stuff, I probably didn't start acting like an adult until like 25, 26. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like, I think it's one of those situations where he probably wasn't asked to like say anything like, Zion, you got some words or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, being a leader, you don't really have to get
Yo.
asked to speak.
Yeah.
It's in you, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, like, like that's wild.
It's in you
Like,
is
yeah,
crazy.
it's festered there. Like, you just got
Mm-hmm.
it. And I think
Yeah.
Zion, I think Joe and Troy saying like, hey, bro, like, this is you. You getting introduced last. Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
like it's Zion Williamson at the end. You, all the cheers going for you. So guess what? If we're gonna do that for you, then you gotta do this for us. And I think it just like naturally in his head, like, all right. Plus, I think Zion becoming a father, like, I think
Changes
that also
everything.
has the player because, like, bro, you gotta be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And you've been beat down a little bit by just,
Yeah.
you either been through son at 25 when you'd have been through with this man and been through already and like on the verge of possibly losing your career to a degree. You know what I'm saying? I think you'd be like, the last thing I'm gonna do when I got somebody who giving me the opportunity to kind of talk to a fresh room. And then I think the thing that kind of helped the leadership portion of Zion is, one, they was god awful last year. Like, so you ain't coming in off of like, this ain't the 49 win season when you got hurt at the end of the season. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was bad. Everybody was out.
Yeah.
So now you coming in with it's a new ownership, not ownership. I'm sorry. That'd be crazy. New
Please.
listen, new management, you know what I'm saying? New management in the front office, you're empowered. And then like all of the faces around you are trying to establish their voices. Like Trey Murphy is trying to establish his voice as well as the number two, essentially. And like I think Poole, because he hasn't really been here, but still kind of like a vet, I think he's doing more like the helping when they talking about like being vocal, like stuff like being helpful on the court, but not necessarily trying to overstep the players that might have already been here. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and your two best players got to be, in my opinion, like not saying they have to be, but is very helpful when your two best players are the ones that's, because it lets me know, listen, y'all get on my back and we gonna go as far as I take us.
Yeah. And I think Poole also being essentially a vet and like, bro, I went at the highest level. I competed at the highest level. A few, you know what I mean? I was in Golden State. We made the playoffs every year, essentially, except for like the 1 year when he,
Yeah,
with Clay and Steph and all
Clay.
them hurt. But for the most part, I've been playing basketball at the highest level. Like, I know a few things. So I can speak to that because Trey has been in 2 playoffs. The first time he was a rookie. Zion never did a playoff.
Yeah,
And
swept.
the rest of the team, who else? I mean,
Yeah.
Looney obviously got a ring. DeJounte been in the playoffs before, but other than that, you don't have
Y'all don't
the
have no
rest of the teams.
credibility like
Yeah,
that.
y'all have no credibility. Yeah, you should listen to me.
Yeah. So I agree with all of that. So I think the first day was a really good day. When it came down to like them playing, getting on the court and all of that. I think Z, like when you hear everybody talk about Z and like, man, he looked the best I ever seen him look. And a lot of people talk about the transformation and all of that. And I don't want like get too deep into that, but like we know, like from last season, this was already in the makings. Like he had came back from the hamstring injury and looked amazing then, was playing amazing then. So you could tell that it's possible he's finally found something that's like working for him, and the team finally found something that's working for him and they sticking with it. So I think Joe just empowers it. And everybody, in 10's first practice, Willie Green said Z brought it on defense. Bro, last thing about the practice and stuff, Z, I think, is setting the tone. One, that he the best player to like the rookies, everybody. Like, I think he gotta set the tone. Like, yo, I'm really him. Like, establish dominance at first, and then we could kind of go from there and on like, this is how we gonna do it. And
Yeah,
realistically, this is the first time you see him doing anything like that.
yeah, and you know, to your point that you were saying earlier, like they haven't really necessarily empowered him to do it, and because of the fact he doesn't usually come into shape like this. The last time he looked
Mm-hmm.
like this, and he played the 29 games, and then he had the hamstring. But
Mm-hmm.
even then, I think at that point he was still trying to establish who he was. I think that was like his fourth year and everything like that.
Yeah.
And you
He was
know,
still
this,
coming. He had missed the whole season.
yeah, like he missed the whole season, so not playing basketball for all that time. Then I
Mm-hmm.
think like he sort of, I think what really led to the hamstring because of the fact he missed all the rehab and like all that. He probably wasn't playing like that, and it was like a quick weight loss. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that quick weight loss like that compared to now, where it's like,
It's
dog,
been
I've been in shape
gradual.
for like a full calendar year now. Like since I came back,
Mm-hmm.
like shape, and here I am back in shape now. So it's one of those like, yeah, I'm gonna show y'all like I'm still that. So
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we'll transition into the actual media day and the players media day. So I'm a kind of ask you. We'll start off with a question. Which player that which player do you think was like the most valuable, not most valuable, I had like the most interesting take on media day, like, and we could kind of just go work through the players.
um to
Or
be
would you
honest with
prefer me
you,
to pass you some interesting comments? Go ahead.
so you could do that, but I would say like, because like, you know, media day pretty much the same, like a lot of them. Like you asking her, you know, what made you want to sign the contract? And he's like, I wanted to be in New Orleans. Bro, you got 70 million. Of course you're gonna want, like, you got 70 million. Like, you know what I mean? We can pay you the most compared to other teams. So
Mm-hmm.
like there's questions and stuff like that is fine. For me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy like Eves because
Oh,
Eves
okay, perfect.
Eves questions and stuff, like answers and stuff what he said, he essentially was like, I got stronger. I practiced on finishing. I practiced on catching the ball. Like he
Mm-hmm.
literally, and you saw it, Ease is one of those who, like, Ease plays a lot of basketball. He was out there, with, you know, playing with Cameroon, you know,
Mm-hmm.
playing basketball and stuff like that. And he was looking good, like hooping with
Yeah,
them.
he was solid. He
It's
was
just, yeah,
solid.
it was like he's very, and a lot of those dudes from like countries like that, where it's like I got it out the mud, like I had to do this for my family. Like they work harder than Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and you can
Mm-hmm.
tell like Ease, like, nah, dog, I've really put the work in. This is what I needed to work on. I probably watched film of myself seeing I'm dropping the ball. I'm not, you know, I get my
Mm-hmm.
shot block too much. I had to get stronger. And in the interview, you know, during media day, he came straight out with that type of mentality. Like, yeah, this is all I did. Cause essentially, like, bro, I gotta eat.
Yep.
So he was
I
one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I kind of took some notes. Eves wants to fix some mistakes he had last year. Now, this is the thing about Eves last year. While he had some mistakes with the catching the ball and stuff, like for a rookie that's not playing that much, you know, he didn't have that much basketball experience. I think Eves played really well for a rookie last year in the situation that he was in, playing essentially with no point guard on the floor most of the time. You know, Zion gone most of the time. Like he barely played with Herb, which he really was a defender. You know what I mean? So he was put into a really tricky situation, and I think they're solid. But what I think really was happening was because if you remember, he was over the summer, one of the first times you saw Eves, he was doing the workout with I think it was God Whisperer,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
The dude that
You know,
trained Shea.
yeah, and not saying that you can't do that, but like I don't know if that's necessarily the kind of training that you need to be focusing on. So I do believe he was on the weights and working out and all of that. But what I think kind of happened is summer league hit and summer league was humbling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And realistically, bro, we drafted people in your position.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure Joe probably said, I really believe that Joe got the pulse on every player on this team. Probably sat Eve's ass down and was like, say, bro, look, you was looking weak out there. You was looking movable out there. You can't catch the ball. Like, why are we doing that? Focus on this. focus on this. Like, this is what we need you to do. So when you hear people was like, man, we might need you to space and can you hit the three? Nah, I'm not working on none of that. I just want to catch the rock, finish, don't be strong enough to not get moved, because Looney here to take your spot, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Queen, we literally drafted somebody for the spot. So for you to do whatever you need to do, I like that he mentioned literally all I'm worried about: catching, finishing, and getting stronger.
Yeah.
As he need to. Let's do one of my favorite ones. We'll talk about like kind of the young people right now too. Like, what do you think about Fear's interview?
Like I told you, I text you. I was like, bro, like Queen interview was so different, and Queen is 2 years older.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fears is very, very humble, but you can also
Yes.
tell he like I'm humble, but I'm really him. Like
I'm really him.
he like you can listen. It's like
He got
caged
presence
inside. Like
about him.
yeah, it's like caged. It's like caged in. He really be like, nah, dog. Like I really believe I should be starting. Like he
Yeah.
ended it. Like I plan on making Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
He plans on being on the court this season to make
Yes.
Rookie of the Year. Like he's probably
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Like DeJounte ain't coming back.
No, not
Like to him, it's like, yeah, DeJounte gonna be back in December, just not for my spot.
he taking
Jose,
pool spot. Yeah,
yeah, like
somebody.
Jose, like you out of there, brother. Like you had
Mm,
your time. Like you a fan favorite. I'm here
yeah,
though. There's
I
zero fears
agree.
for a reason, and I think like he's definitely ready. It's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve for
Mm-hmm.
him because like it's the hardest position in basketball, like a guard.
Yeah. He said he'd been working on his pick and roll, his
Yeah,
reads, and stuff like that. And I think Jordan Poole being so detailed, that's why I was like, man, I really like that him being paired with Jordan Poole specifically, because Poole got the handle package and all of that. Like, respectfully to
it's similar.
DeJounte game not like flashy, like not
Yeah,
flashy, but you know what I mean. Like, he don't have the
DeJounte is
the
very fundamental, but he was in that Spurs
yeah
system. It was in the Spurs system, and it just
yeah.
yeah,
But when you got somebody like Fears who who can learn and play with Jordan Poole, and they talking about how Jordan, and he was like, man, Jordan real big on the details of even breaking down, like, and that's what I enjoyed. He was telling him, he was breaking down how you work out, why we work out, the tips of being able to help with his shooting and stuff like that. So I enjoyed that. A little thing that he mentioned that I don't know if anybody might have caught. They was asking him, how the team look and in the runs, because they've been running and whatnot. And he was like, Z shooting has improved. So I'm wondering if, like, because everybody been talking about what Z need to improve, what he need to add to his game. I'm not saying he's shooting threes, but like, is he shooting like the little midi? Like, you know what I mean? Or is, like,
yeah.
when he says Z shooting has improved, what does he mean by Z shooting has improved? So that was one of the little things that I took from his interview that I'm like, it kind of was like, huh. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No, I caught that too, right? And I think we always said like if Z
Fear
shoot,
said that.
it's like dog, like just taking, let's say Zion takes 3 to 4 middies a game. That's 3 or 4 less times you getting hit. That's
Yes.
the extra, you know what I mean? That's extra time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get hurt because you play physical. Like you get beat up. So if you to take that midi like 3 to 4 times a game, like that's less
Yeah.
time. So like that was a very interesting comment from Fears as well. I agree.
Yeah. So that's one of them ones. Is that if Fears work on that 3-point shooting, he's gonna be nice, underrated, and just underrated defender. I don't know necessarily about the defender part. The one thing I do know, and I don't even know how he gonna shoot this season, to be honest. What I do know is he gonna get into that paint. he gonna get into the paint. I think he's one of those types of players in this NBA gonna be able to get to the free throw line. He shoot really well from the free throw line,
He was
and
good in
I
college
think
getting to the free throw line.
exactly. And I think Joe kind of have everybody like playing to their strengths. So like when he come in off the bench, I don't, not that he not gonna run the offense, but bro, you in here to break down the defender and get to the rack and just make the easy reads off of that, in my opinion. So I think if he can hit the three, it's gonna be good, but I don't think he gonna just come in, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
shooting a
no,
bunch
I
of
I think
threes.
Fears this entire year is really like getting adjusted to the game and just getting stronger. Because at the end of the day, like he has a nice jump shot. Like his jump shot is
Somebody called Fizz a great 3-point shooter to his face. Free
yeah,
grub.
bro. Man
McGraw,
shot
they
like
need you back in the building,
like
man. That
50,
shit
sixty
crazy.
percent from three.
He shot 26% from three in what you call it. And
Yeah,
listen, I think he got the form and stuff is
it's
there.
strength. It's strength. Like it's
Yeah.
like a push. It's like a push right now. And then like he also his finishing in the paint was poor, but I think that also comes from him being weak. Like
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be starting college this year. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was a high school student essentially playing college ball last
Mm-hmm.
year. So I think that once his body develops more, you know, he gets in the paint at will. He just
Mm-hmm.
can't finish because a little bump and it throws
Yeah.
you off just a little bit. So
He
he'll be all
mentioned he mentioned and we'll transition because you brought up Jose for a second, so we'll go to Jose real quick next. I ain't gonna talk too long about Jose, but he mentioned and this is the thing that I kind of want people to kind of keep in mind. Summer League was in was it July, the beginning of July,
July
right?
14th around there. Yep.
That was how many months? July, August, September. That's almost 4 months ago, right? We getting
Yep.
ready to go into October. Though the regular person, do you know how different your body could look in 4 months when they talking about? Because he said in his thing, summer league happened and we ain't really stopped since then, which means them dudes been on 2-a-days since the
Yes.
summer. You know what I mean? So imagine how much he was like, bro, I'm way stronger. And he's like, I still got ways to go, but I'm way stronger than what I was like even then. So I'm imagining that like the
Right.
difference that we'll see from like him, Eve, what they look like in summer is gonna be completely different than what they look like come preseason. And preseason, I think you're gonna see a lot of that.
Yeah. I
Let
mean,
me
like
pass.
they even
Go
said
ahead,
it
go
about
ahead.
Fears. Like, hey, bro, we had to tell him, like, hey, bro, go rest. Like, you
Go
talking about you
chill.
sore? Like, go
Mm-hmm.
rest. Like, he's in the gym. He probably was in the gym with Poole, and they probably was
Yeah,
like, hey, bro, you can't do what Poole do. This is his 7th year. This is your first.
it
You
ain't
know what I
gonna
mean? He done
outwork me,
been through
dog.
this. He know what to do with this. Like,
Trying to
you
get
need to
rookie
go
of the
rest.
year.
Yeah.
Trying to get rookie of the year. They ain't gonna outwork me. But real quick to transition to Jose, because we kind of talking about like the point guard stuff. Jose, dog, I think Jose a dog and Jose a fighter. So I can't just act like Jose just gonna get his spot took like that. But Jose in his interview, I found it interesting. He was like, yeah, man, Fears got next. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the mentality that you should have right now. Like, I think Jose kind of understand that, like, you and Jordan Poole, not Jordan Poole, Hawk might be in the same boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like, I
think
don't,
for Jose, I mean, like he knows. Like we've been since he's been here, we've drafted other guards. You know what I mean? We brought
yeah,
in Hawk. You know, the whole thing was like, hey man, like Hawk should get Jose's minutes. And at a
yeah,
point, Hawk did for like 3 or 4 games get
mm-hmm,
Jose's minutes. Jose was getting DMPs. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think Jose understands like I'm on a minimum contract. Like,
mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like I have limitations.
Always be ready. Yeah,
Yeah, like I have limitations. I'm just gonna be ready when it's called because Jose gonna win you some games. He's gonna win us some games this year. It's gonna happen.
mm-hmm, yeah,
He just has that mentality to do it. So, but yeah, when he was just like, yeah, like Fierce competitive, the city gonna love him and everything like that. I mean, it's
mm-hmm,
true. He's
yeah,
already Fierce came in already embracing the city, like tripping out and stuff like that. So he already
mm-hmm,
has that type of personality. But yeah, Jose know like y'all brought in
yeah.
another guard to essentially
Take
throw
my
at
spot.
me, and it's fine. Like I'm
Yeah,
5'9" point guard. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I have to work hard. To your point, it ain't gonna be easy for Fears. Like I do think Jose about to come in and try to legit bully him.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And Fears need that. So
Yep. So I agree. I think it's a nice little. A lot of people look at the point guard position on our team and kind of question and whatnot. I'm actually really comfortable about it going into the season because to be honest, the way our team is structured, the point guards don't really just handle the rock that much anyway. Like Z gonna have it, Trey gonna have it, if when Queen get an opportunity, he gonna have it. So like it's not really that like our offense just runs primarily through the point guard position like a traditional team. So
Oh
I
yeah.
really think we'll be fine with what we have. Let's let's go into some of the bigger names, obviously. What did you take away from, let's go to Herb. What did you take away from Herb's media day?
That he don't care. He just want who?
Yeah.
Bro, like,
Yeah.
but I don't even want to do this media day. To be honest with you, get me on the court.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wish the top. Matter of fact, was it out? No, it wasn't. I wish he could have saw the top 100 and saw he wasn't on the list.
So I'm going. We gonna listen. We gonna go through the media day, and then we gonna do some of the top 100, bro. That shit is
like,
crazy, though. That
like
top 100 is
that's pretty much what I
insane.
got from I heard. Like, you know what I mean? Like him feeling good, obviously from his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he worked on, like, obviously he worked on his shooting and just getting stronger and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
Herb gonna give you that generic interview, but like for
Yeah.
Herb, it's really like, dog, I'm ready to play right now.
The biggest thing I took away from Herb interview, and I don't know if like people kind of think about it this way, was that like he was like the injury, kind of was a blessing in disguise. Exactly. Herb ain't never been away from basketball like that. So like I think he looked at it, he was like, it was the first time I got a chance to get my mind right, not get my body right because he had a rehab. But he was like, verbatim said that, this was the first time I got a chance to like kind of refocus, get myself together and get back to being what made me
And him.
Herb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like honestly, Trey said a similar thing in his media day interview too. And I think people don't really understand that portion of it. Sometimes like because you get into such a routine, man, and them dudes just train and play and play and train and travel and stuff like that. And bro, to make it to the NBA, you've been doing that for like Herb said, this is the first time I've like missed time since what, the eighth grade. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't have games to play since the eighth grade. So like to be able to sit back, yeah, Herb was the number one. Herb was the number one cheerleader on the bench for a 10-win team at every game, though. At every game, traveling with the team. So Herb is obviously and definitely one of the leaders on this team. But
Oh
I
yeah.
think getting Herb an opportunity to like sit back, assess from like the sideline, kind of how they do those rookie QBs, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's better to
Mm-hmm.
hold the clipboard. But you gotta think Herb as a rookie was out there. Like
Yeah.
he ain't never got a
He's
chance to
never
like
sad at all.
no. So and then you gotta think his responsibility because how essentially Herb has been responsible for the defense since day one, in my opinion. So like him finally getting a chance probably to sit back and really assess like the strengths and weaknesses of the defensive players and like what we might need to do and stuff like that. I just think that's going to, because the question coming into this team, a question about this team coming into the season is they look like they're going to be good offensively, but what are we going to look like on the defensive end? Like
Oh yeah.
how are they, are they going to be able to, sustain and get stops and all of that? Poole was talking about it today. Like, man, look, we playing hard. Like Z setting the tone on defense. Poole, we communicating. We playing all effort. Herb in his interview was just like, look, but I just need effort from every single player on the team. So, like, how do you feel about like Herb, the defense, the effort, like all of that, and like kind of him, like he's quiet, but like I think they setting the tone coming into the season with that.
I think this is the most defenders we've had on the team since we had like that Herb, Najee, and Dyson.
Dyson.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Mm-hmm.
we were a top 10 defense
Yeah.
that year. You know what I mean? So you got Herb, and this year, look, shout out Larry Nance. He bought 6'6". You know what I mean? Got
Yeah.
him like telling that man to go out there and be a starting five and
Yeah.
guard
While he stayed hurt.
Joker and stuff like that because you don't want to play Jonas while he stay hurt. You know what I mean? See, now
Mm-hmm.
you got Loon, you got Eves now. You got Carlos. Like Carlos a shot blocker. You got, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Sadiq
And
Bey is a solid defender.
and then you got Ricky Peavy, who is known for his defense. And
Mm-hmm.
Peavy, and I know we've gone through like media day. Peavy brought up his interview. He was like, "Yeah, bro, I've been talking to her. Like, we guard differently, but I want to know because he's a top defender in the league. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what does he do? You know what I mean?" And like Poole today was like, "Nah, bro, I just had a career high in steals last year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm engaged. You know what I mean? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't no, I'm not about to sit here and say I'm Herb or you know what I
Yeah.
mean, Chris Paul or whatever as a top guard and defender, but like I ain't no slouch. So
I think he could be as good, if not better, than what CJ provided you on the defensive end.
I think he'll be better simply
That's what
like
I'm.
he's
It's
explosive.
younger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's younger.
yeah. So that's kind of one of the things that I also took from the media day, and when Herb spoke, it kind of led me to think obviously about the defense. Was like, bro, he was like, I just want everybody to play hard, and then as all of them are speaking, like Joe Dumars, the Joe Dumars hovering over everything, and Herb getting the extension, like, and like it just made me feel like the the defensive end, these dudes, you know how I envision them playing, bro? Kind of how and I really feel like this way. Like I feel like this is gonna be like our Coach Carter kind of season. You know what I'm saying? It was like y'all gonna run and y'all gonna play pressure, like kind of trying to cause heavy turnover style defense. Like I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be the best way for the
I
team.
mean that's what that look, if you can become a team that you don't have to be like the what like how the Clippers are or like the old Spurs where it's like, hey, look, we're
Stout.
defending and we just getting rebounds. Look, if you can generate a lot of steals and get on transition, you're gonna be a top
Mm-hmm.
defense. That's essentially
Yep.
what you got to do. So
Yep. Especially in the regular season.
yeah,
So I think Herb, you know what I mean? I think Herb obviously just gets it, though. Like not worried about the money. I ain't tripping on no clothes. I'm just man, I'm here to hoop. And I think having Herb back 100%, I think we're gonna get because I needed Herb to take another offensive step. And I think him being able to have the time off is going to allow him also to be able to. And when I take the offensive stuff, I mean, I need Herb to just shoot threes for more than just the corner. Like, I need him to go from shooting 4 threes a game to like maybe 6 threes a game. Like,
mm-hmm.
that's like, can you hit similar to Lou Dort? That's all I want from Herb. Like, give me
Yeah,
6 threes a game at like your 38 to 40%, bro, from spaces other than the corner, and then I'm all good with Herb.
I think he'll do that.
Yeah. Let's do Trey. Let's do Trey. What did you take away from Trey interview?
I like Trey sort of gave a lot of points that cause you know Trey be everywhere. Like he
Trey do be
on
everywhere.
interviews and podcasts all the time.
He
So
talk all the time.
yeah, so a lot of the stuff he said during media day, he said earlier this year, like I worked on getting stronger. I couldn't shoot threes until what he said. I think he said like July,
Like
late July.
July or something like
Yeah,
that.
so I
Yeah.
couldn't shoot threes, so I just been working on my mid range majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Also too, I think one of the questions was like, "Hey man, like look, you've been like the last 2 seasons, you weren't even available to start the year. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like currently, you're on pace to be able to start the season. You had your knee and you had the hamstring. So for Trey's standpoint, he's like, bro, I just worked on getting strong. You know, when you can't shoot threes, you work on other things. So
Mm-hmm.
mid range, strength. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready. I'm a capable defender. So I think for him, and you know, obviously he got his goals. Like we know
Obviously,
he
he
wants to
said
be an all star. You know what I
all
mean?
star.
Like he's like, I'm gonna be an all star. And look, dudes find motivation any type of way they want. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely believe him when he says he takes screenshots of everything. Like I don't think he was just saying that. I really believe like he legit. You go through his phone, he has an album full of screenshots of people
Mm-hmm.
just slighting the Pelicans.
Well, I would imagine so. One, because he probably communicate with a lot of those people. A lot of those people probably, talk shit to him, like, man, y'all not gonna be good. Y'all not gonna be this or blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Or they probably sending them the stuff anyway, so like absolutely believe that he got the motivation. And then again, he got the ambitions to want to be a star and stuff like that. That's why you got all these people talking about, wanting to trade for him and all of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's all of the stuff that you said about trade doesn't really like, like we again, anybody who been following his team, and that's why people from here love Trey so much, because he ain't saying nothing that you ain't already know. The thing that I took from Trey interview that I found very interesting, when he was like, my team. You know what I mean? Like, this is my team. And I didn't take that as like a slight to like Zion, like this is my team over Zion. I took that for him to say, hey, like, it's Z team and it's my team. Like, it's our
Yeah,
team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna go, because yes, we go as far as Z go, but if Trey don't perform, then the
yeah.
team, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you still won't be good.
I
So
think Trace. I think Trace see himself as a 1B and not a two.
yes, yeah. And
Right.
I think as they've played with the instances that we've seen them, together, like when Brandon been out and stuff like that, Zion is the clear 1A. You know what I'm saying? But Trey has been 1B, and especially with the development in his game, like Trey, they was asking Trey, what you think about like the depth, because they was like, he said one of the things that this team has is way more depth than we've had before. And not that the team hasn't been deep to a degree, but what I think he means is more players that can do more things on the team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have a lot of people that can play with the ball, whatever, to the point where he said, uh yeah, I'm going to have the ball in my
She did
hands a
say,
lot. He had to like reiterate that them days of me spotting up in the corner and playing off the ball exclusively, that shit dead. I kind of like that. What you think?
yeah. Like and I also I think that was like uh a stray at Willie in a sense. Like, hey dog, you ain't about to keep me just posted in the corner waiting for Zion's gravity so I could get a wide open shot.
Yes.
Like, nah, player, we're gonna run
Mm,
these sets. I'm gonna have that pill. Jordan
yep.
gonna have that pill. Zion, we're gonna all have the ball at certain times, and
Mm-hmm.
that it is what it is now. Like, you can't hide behind Bi. He ain't here no more.
Mm-hmm. And I think because Trey was talking about like the style that they wanted to play, because a lot of people were trying to kind of get an idea of what the identity of the team is going to look like, and everybody been saying the same thing. We playing hard, essentially we playing fast. So I think they're going to play in transition a lot, which is what everybody's been asking for the team. And realistically, the one thing they did was they really got a lot of the ball stoppers like out of the building. Like Bi respectfully like played at a slower pace just
Yeah,
because
he
he was
did.
a slower player. JV was a slower player, played at a slower pace. CJ, CJ was a little bit different, but CJ getting his moments where he get the, getting in his ISO. These dudes don't typically play like that.
No.
So I think that was very telling as well when he was talking about the depth and playing, you know, I think they're gonna play really, really fast, and I think they have
Yeah.
to be honest. Um, let's see. Oh, like when they asked him about the rookies, and they asked Z
He
about
was like Derek Queen goofy.
yeah, it was just I like, and um I think this is good for our rookies specifically, because and they said this about like most rookies. Most rookies come in kind of like,
Trying to
kind of,
find a spot.
yeah, find a spot, a little standoffish and stuff. And I think this is kind of goes to what Joe saw in Queen and Fear specifically. Both of them dudes feel like they belong. Like, I
Absolutely.
could imagine Queen probably sitting on the side riding a bike, like, dog, I'm gonna bust somebody ass when I like when you know what I mean, when I get a chance to get out there. Like, they talking about they talk a lot. Z was reiterating, man, them dudes, not our rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they real communicative and engaging. So I think Queen and Hulk stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I don't, bro. We're gonna mention Hulk like in almost in passing. Damn near. It's gonna be real quick to kind of discussion about Hulk real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think the mentioning of like Trey mentioning the rookies and like you could tell that they kind of like taking a liking to him and stuff, and like the camaraderie is good. But to me, it also makes me think that the rookies are gonna have a better opportunity to play because you know what it's like when you on a team and you like don't feel welcome. You know what I mean? Like you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you kind of like you trying to do your thing, but you kind of battling with somebody. It seemed like
Mm-hmm.
they really embracing them and stuff like that. So I like, no, but y'all welcome in the team. Go out there, go kill him, do it like. So I think that's gonna go a long way
Yeah,
for the
you
team and bringing them along faster.
for sure. You instill that confidence in them early. Like, hey, bro, like we gonna need you this season. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So like, be ready to hoop, and then like them being so engaging as rookies
Mm-hmm.
with their vets, which their vets are only like 5 and 6 years older. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like Trey said in his interview, he's like, "Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm only 25, but he's 19. Like this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm a vet. I'm his vet, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can still relate to you. Like, I don't think it hits. I don't think it hits the same to fears if it was CJ compared to Poole.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
CJ 33, you know what I mean, to 19. Like
Mm-hmm.
CJ can try, but CJ like, bro, I got wife and
I got a
kids.
wife at
I got a
home.
wife. I got a
Yeah.
wine business. When we leave this game, I'm probably going to get a glass of vino, and you know what
Yeah.
I mean. I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? Pool.
Yeah.
Like man, what?
Probably that
Like
man
what you
probably ain't
doing?
even drink right now. Like he
Yeah,
probably ain't on nothing. Like, no, I'm in the gym two or three times a day. I could come to the
exactly.
gym with you. Yeah, no, like you need to be in the gym. Like that's the kind of and I think when Joe through the age and he mentioned it, Troy was like, bro, everybody gonna be on the same age timeline. Like that was another one of those gems that I think people miss is that when everybody's around the same age, look at OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things with OKC is their best player is extremely young. So like you see in the interviews, they all do like the post games, they crash in the post games, and like they all respect Shea as the best player, obviously, but they their camaraderie like just exudes in the team, and I think that allows you to like you know what I mean, take your game to another level when you feeling good and engaged with everybody on the team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, look, we'll real quick transition, and we'll go ahead and get Hawk out the way. Dog, Hawk out of here.
Absolutely. The
Hawk
man
out of here,
interview was
bro.
4 minutes and 35 seconds. Though they asked this man about Angel Reese.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
How was it growing up with Angie? Did we know she was gonna be good? I'm like,
man, come
man,
on, man. Like I
you
ain't,
couldn't
you know what
ask
I
him
mean?
what he'd improved on, you know, I
None
mean,
of that. It
nothing
was just like,
substantial.
how's your back? Oh, my back is good, 1,000%. All right, cool. Um, you extension eligible. Have they talked to you about an extension? And I
We
think
ain't
once
mentioned.
once he said no to that, I think the entire media was like, "But why are we talking to him? Like he's
Yeah,
not
ain't
even
nothing
gonna
really.
be like he's never gonna be here."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Hawk is already like a reserved type of dude anyway, like very quiet and
Mm-hmm.
like chill. But once they asked that question, it was just like, I mean, we ain't got nothing else to say because he ain't gonna even be, you know, Hawk
Any
essentially playing for his life. Like,
any chance, Hulk like survive and like you know what I mean? Because the shooting, like if he could consistently shoot the ball, that shit translate. Like it just does. Like he can spark up and go on streaks that I mean who on this team could do like Trey maybe Poole depending on how it's going. But we seen Hulk get rolling and hit you with a hot 15-16. It's
I
just the
don't,
consistency and other stuff. But
I agree. I don't think there's nothing Hawk could do to get extended with this team. Like,
mm-hmm,
I I think once they like 2 years down in a perfect world, 2 years down the road, let's say we moved on from Poole and
mm-hmm,
Poole Don't got traded to a more of a contender if we don't extend him here. But I
I think
think
he's gonna get the extension, but go ahead.
yeah, I think he is too. Let's say, but like 2 years from here, 2 years from now, let's say like Fears is now in the starting lineup, so now you need that a guard to replace Fears off the bench. I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll have like another guard already there. Like I think
They'll
we'll
go get
have a
something else
guard or a wing or something like that already. Because like there's players that's just better than all.
better.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And I can find shooting like Matt Ryan came in with us and was like lighting it up from three. You know what
Shot
I mean?
50% from the
Yeah.
shot
So
50% from three.
like Hawk, what can you do to set yourself from
Mm-hmm.
being different? So I think that I just don't see a world where he in that interview pretty much told that all to me. It was just like very odd and like short.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that man
yeah,
interview was as short as Carlos.
yeah. And the reason, Carlo energy felt different in his interview, at least though. Like
Yeah,
Carlo's interview felt like,
he had
we
Rakita.
know, yeah, like we know you're gonna get an opportunity. Like you might end up in some, like it don't feel like Carlo gonna get traded or nothing like that.
No,
Hawk feel like, all right, yeah, bro, this is it for you.
yeah,
Finally, we arrive at the man. You know what I mean? Z, and a lot of people got a lot to say. Obviously, uh, T did his thing about Zion and what Zion had to say. Now let me say this before we like really kind of go into Zion's media day and what everybody kind of got to say about Zion. So my thought is, and it's not that people aren't wrong necessarily about Z, but like though Z been Z, how old is he? 25?
just turned it.
Z Z just turned 25, dog. Like from everything that people been talking about, regardless of, because if you young, bro, you make mistakes, right? You going through your learning process and all of that. One of the main things that most people do when they when they finally get themselves together, you know what they tell everybody who has something negative to say, who was like kind of playing on you? They be like, nah, son, you could chill. Like the way you get yourself together is cutting people off. Like
Yeah,
realistically, that's how you do it. Like the way you get yourself together, you be like, nah, I'm not, nah, son, I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm cool on you, then now you probably changing the energy up. So Z hitting them with the stay over there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of understand where you coming from, bro. I just turned 25. I got a lot going on. I'm trying to focus on what I got to do. I'm getting my shit together. Like, I don't really think it's wrong for a 25-year-old Z with his career on the line, and everybody saying, because you got to think, and this gonna go in when we talk about it with them NBA rankings, but like, no, for them to be saying that you're gonna be a 30-win team, that's to me like that's more than just the injuries and stuff like that. Like obviously it's the injuries, but like you still should get benefit of the doubt just for being on the roster.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like to say we got you and 30 wins, like just him being on the roster, bro, is insane. So that's just my thing. Like you already know I'm a Z fan, but like I'm in full support of Z giving them like the fuck off energy.
No, and I think he should. I think he should, but I also think that, and again, like we were talking about it earlier, like I don't disagree with T in a sense
Mm-hmm.
of what he was saying, but at the same time, like bro, like Zion was asked, like they asked him, like he's literally getting interviewed. It's not like he just freely
Yeah.
said this. They asked him, well, how do you feel about the critics and like what do you want to say? Like what do you want to? They literally said, what do you want to say to the people that blah blah blah? And he was just like,
Mm-hmm.
stay on that side. When we
Yeah.
become successful, stay over there. I think it's a fair thing to say. Like what I'm supposed to like. You want
Nah.
him to be like, I ain't got nothing to say to them. I'm gonna let my work, play for itself. He could have said that, but nah, he's just like, look, stay over there. I saw that 31 wins that y'all projected us to be. I saw y'all say I'm gonna be hurt. When I'm healthy and we're winning
Mm-hmm.
30, way more than 30 games, I don't want y'all going up the like Perk do and oh, that's my dark horse to
Mm-hmm.
make the finals. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like, remember, like we were getting bashed, and then Zion took off, and we had that like 8-game stretch where we was like hooping, and
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans a dark horse.
Mm-hmm.
They were number one team in the West, and I was like, bro, I'm getting
Yeah.
tired of hearing this. First of all, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I just think that like, so that's why he said it. Like, I don't think nothing was wrong with it. And again, like he was prompt. Like he's at media day, he's answering questions, and they said it.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. So with that being said, we'll kind of go into a little bit of Joe of his actual media day session and what he was saying. So one of the biggest things that I I took
Probably gonna be the same
also
thing that I thought.
that I got is dog Willie is out of here, in my opinion. Like I like when he talk about Joe and him and Joe being in lockstep like this. Cause he was like, they come in, how you feel about Joe? Man, and Joe, he calling Troy. You know what I'm saying? Like they talking as if they really got a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And when he talk about Willie, it immediately like, yeah, Coach Green could like he could talk to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just seemed like if he do what he's supposed to, I think they're gonna allow that dude. I don't know if they're gonna allow him to pick his coach, but I think they're gonna get a guy that fits what he is, that can like manage, like essentially, so Joe don't have to keep the foot on the neck at all times. They're gonna find a coach to kind of keep that. That was one of the biggest things that I took away from Z interview. Him and Joe like that. He really rock with Joe and respect Joe, the deference and all of that. And because of that, he gonna do his part. But the Willie shit dead to me. Willie out of here.
I didn't really get that from that. I do think, but at the same time, I do think that this is like a make it or break a year for Willie
I
anyway.
don't even think so. What I mean is, I think Willie might make it through the season, but I'm saying I don't even think it matters. Like,
I know. I think he makes it through the season too because I plan on the Pels making the playoffs. So
mm-hmm.
like I think like if he makes the playoff, like I don't think they're going to do what Denver and Memphis did. Like that was extreme, and there are some other
What you mean, like
clearly some
firing them
other
at the end of the season like that?
yeah like there's some other
Mm-hmm.
internal things going on because like that's not the norm. Like
Yeah,
dog, like, we
no,
like 10 games from the playoffs and you firing the coach. Clearly Mike
yeah,
Malone did something or you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
so. I mean, he had an interview the other day, and he was just like, "Yeah, I hate the way that ended. Like that, I didn't want it to be
yeah.
that way." So I don't think that happens to Willie. I think that because of the fact they like him, like as a
Mm-hmm.
person, they'll give him the respect enough to complete the
The
season. But I
season.
do think
Mm-hmm.
that once we get to the playoffs, however that goes,
Mm-hmm.
like I think that's where like, you get to the playoffs and in the first
Get
round,
outclassed.
you get outplayed and outcoached, and it's obvious like you gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now if we make it to the second round and we go to the second round, it's a 6-game series and we look competitive. I think there's some consideration for they be like, you've improved, and we saw
I
you
don't.
improved, and you're there.
I don't think
I
it
think
mattered
I
though.
think that's a stretch. I think that's where we at.
I don't think it mattered, to be honest, because anytime you hear, like, even in Willie Media Day, he was just like, I'm around Joe all the time. And like, I think I I I think Joe have enough going on that I'm not trying to coach the coach. Like I kind of want to I'll give my coach tips, but I don't think I got time to just be bringing along the coach along with the players. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think so. For me, if I expect players to get better every year, then I expect the same for the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a roster that fits with essentially how you always talk. Like you've talked in like a
Mm-hmm.
few years, like I want to get up 43s per game. Not saying you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do it, not saying you even need to do it. You
Yeah,
want to get up 43 per game, but you didn't have a starting lineup that could do
could
that.
actually produce that output.
You didn't, yeah, you didn't have like the bench to like really on the bench. All you had was
Mm-hmm.
Hawk as your 3-point shooter. Dyson and Najee are not 3-point shooters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now you got Hawk, you got Sadiq Bey as 3-point
Mm-hmm.
shooters. You know, PV became a 3-point shooter in college. You know, Carlo
Mm-hmm.
could hit a three. So now you got the personnel to do it.
Well, you just
Like,
got a lot more offensive creators too to
yeah,
create more 3-point
exactly.
opportunities.
So you got when Bi is out and you got Zion, Trey, and CJ, y'all whooping on things. Y'all whooping people. You
So
know what
let
I
me ask
mean?
you this. Let me ask you this because obviously Willie's probably getting to the end of the extension. He probably got a year left. You know what I'm saying? I would assume at least. So if Willie is the only way I think Willie saves the job though is if he like top this team somehow is like a top 4 seed. Let's say you top 4 seed with you home court in first round, you win that series, and you like you said, game 6, game 7, and you lose to OKC, like
And it's
okay,
competitive. It is
and it's
competitive.
competitive, like okay, like all right, like you might have something there, but if you play in, sneak in through the play in, even if you win the first round, like if it's like you know what I mean, like one of the rough first round series that you kind of just make it out of and then get spanked in the second. Nah, son, I just don't. I don't like.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's
no,
a long
I
shot for
think
him to say keep his job.
I think there has to be a statement made for him to keep his job. So I don't think just make first of all, just making it to the playoffs ain't gonna cut it. Like you get to the playoffs and
Exactly.
lose in the first round, like you're gone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah. You done done
you're
that.
you're gone. Cause like they asked Zion during his, they was like, look, Willie's been your coach for like 5 years now. How's that continuity? And that's when Zion's like, I mean, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like he can talk to
Exactly.
me, I can talk to him, and stuff like that. So
Z
clearly
don't
there's
feel like
there's
he do nothing for
yeah,
him.
because usually continuity is a good thing. Like, yeah, man, Willie, we you would expect the player to be like, yeah, man, this is my 5th year with him. Like, I know what he wants. Like, he know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got this thing figured out, so we're going to try to get out there and win. And it was
Yeah.
more of like a, yeah, man, we
Yeah, he
talk.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So
don't feel like he if it don't feel like from Z when they mention Willie or from anybody's perspective, any like because if you notice every through something that was consistent, everybody talked about the changes that Joe has brought and like the impact that Joe had and like oh yeah, Coach Green, like you know what I mean? It's just kind of like he
yeah,
don't really do nothing for nobody. So it's kind of like you wouldn't hear that in like, and obviously Pop is a Hall of Famer, but you know what I mean? Like you hear the players talk differently about coaches of quality caliber. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you just have a different type of like preparation and like respect going into the game. Like you just kind of feel like, okay, yeah, man, I know. Like they was asking Trey, for example, they was asking Trey, what's your goals? Like, yeah, I was talking to Joe about my goals. He ain't never mentioned I was talking to Willie about becoming an all-star and like the things that I need to do to become an all-star. Like they asked Willie about it, and he was like, yeah, I gotta, we're gonna try our best to put him in the best possible situations. And but if you would have asked Trey that question, do you think Willie's gonna put you in the best situation to do it? Trey, I guarantee you Trey answer would have been like, it ain't up to him. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, like shout out Jared again. He Buku, he said when Zion was talking about, yeah, like I'm always in the office talking with Joe and Troy, and Jared was like, well, Willie ever in the office with all y'all, or is it just constantly you just going talk
mm-hmm.
with Joe and
Yeah,
Troy? You know what I mean? Like your
yeah,
head coach is like the guy you can be spending more time with. Like, what is he?
yeah.
Is he in the room with y'all? And I don't think he is. Again, like I said, I think Willie essentially got to like he got to coach his. He's coaching for his life this season,
Yes.
so you may actually see him actually listening to
Mm-hmm.
what's the coach? I'm having a brain fart on the assistant Borrego. He might actually
Borrego,
listen to
yeah.
Borrego this
Yeah. Yeah.
season because he is coaching for his life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So we'll see, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Another thing I took because like obviously everybody been talking about like Z interview and stuff like that. So I don't really want to go through all of like the obvious stuff. Did you notice Z finished the sleeve?
Yeah, that boy got all his VC with 2K, huh? Cool.
So Look, I think that's part of the attitude, son. Like, bitch, I'm in shape. I got my task ready. Jeremy, I got new management up top. Like, I
Zion was
think,
a, Zion was a different dude this summer, man.
bro,
Boy,
Z got the goatee, you know
he
what I
in the
mean, shaped up.
yeah, he was out there with them rappers and all that stuff. Like that
I
boy
love with the
banging with the
thugs, dog.
bandanas and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're,
I
yeah, Z.
I think the like I know you mentioned like we ain't gonna talk too much about Zion because everyone's pretty much covered it. From
Mm-hmm,
me, what I took from Zion was the when he was just like, yeah, like, and we talked about it earlier when I first jogged on. Essentially, like, yeah, they put their faith in me, they trust me, and I
mm-hmm,
think that in itself is telling you, like, bro, it was some stuff going on in the past. You know what I mean with Griff and the rest of them people here.
mm-hmm.
Um, makes you wonder, like, hey, bro, like, I'm in the best shape of my life now,
Yeah,
and Teaspoon had a lot to do with it, but y'all got rid of her, and it's
yeah,
just, you know what I mean, like. And like
mm-hmm,
she's coming, like obviously she's not at the Pelicans facility. She probably can't be because she's not,
yeah,
but
that part.
she's willing to
Mm-hmm.
come down here and help you and stuff like that. Like
He
shout out
said
to
they've been
Master
working
P.
out. Said they've
Yeah,
been working out all summer.
yeah. And look at him now. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm,
think that like he said a lot without saying a lot.
mm-hmm,
Um, so he was good. You know what I mean? Like obviously all media days a lot of them the same. They're gonna say the generic stuff. We trying to compete and blah blah blah. So he got all that in there. But I
mm-hmm,
think him like you can see he gets asked certain questions and he wants to answer it a certain way,
mm-hmm.
and he'll just smile. And I can't remember the question, but it was one of those. He was like, "Well, what's in the past? We're gonna leave it in the past."
When they asked him what's the difference between, they asked him the difference between, like essentially what was different between them believing in you before and why is it
Yeah,
different now? And he was like,
that's in the
is,
past.
you know what I mean? Is in the past, so I ain't tripping. The a couple other things that I took from Z, and I think this is the biggest thing that make the difference, bro. They got real champions in the building,
Yeah,
like like Joe, bro. Joe a legit basketball Hall of Fame, and you know how Z feel about the
he mentioned
old
that. Yeah,
school, and he talking about, bro. He understands me. I was trained like in that way, right? And then they even asked like, like essentially kind of like how they gonna play, and he was like, no more of that that soft stuff out of here, like no crying for the refs, and like I think that's also like gonna kind of battery in the back for like what it is they're trying to do. And then he was talking about like Poole and Looney, and like respectfully to CJ, and CJ's a vet, but dog, like you ain't do what Poole was able to do. Like we saw Poole in the championship be one of the primary people to help them win that ring. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And it's not like he was the number one option or nothing like that. So it's but even still, like he's in a similar role. So I think Z like respect having somebody like Poole, and I think Poole being here is kind of like, I don't think we did Jordan Poole. No, we
he
didn't do
didn't.
Jordan Poole,
He
did
didn't.
we?
Uh-uh.
Well, yeah, let's wrap up Z real quick. But like I think the energy that Z had, like get the fuck out of here. I'm grinding, I'm on it. I think his relationship with the coaches, I don't think he respect Willie, to be honest. Like I think he respect him because he's the coach, but I think Willie days are numbered. And having the new swag, got the sleeve, got the team. Like I'm talking first day. This my like I'm addressing the team, all of that. I think you see all of that is why I got Z lined up in the. I'm not like you mentioned it, them believing in him and he hitting them with the "I'm not gonna let you down." Like
Oh yeah.
that's a big thing, bro. Because I don't think he ever felt like I think he felt like that to himself. Like, man, I gotta do it for me. But like now, it feel like Joe sticking it. Like, bro, I think the mandate was probably real. Like they probably wanted me to get off you. I
Oh, for
fought to
sure.
keep you. Like I fought to keep you. And he probably kept it G with him. Like, look, they won't move you, but I
Especially,
got you.
especially after like Luca got traded. It's like, hey dog, like if Luca could get traded, you
Yeah.
could get moved too, boy. Like
Everybody, you
put
can
yourself
be out of
together.
here.
Yeah.
And listen, you ain't going nowhere awesome. Like your
No,
ass gonna end
they
up.
want Luca. Like they ain't gonna want you.
Yeah, no,
Like
we gonna your ass gonna end up. I don't know where, but it ain't
Charlotte,
gonna
right where
be
your home at.
Charlotte. Yeah, some over there with LaMelo
Yep.
looking crazy in the East. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So but that's it. I got son. I've been on like Z being all NBA all season, and like I ain't gonna lie, seeing them, listening to him, and listening to the team, because in order for him to do that, the team got to produce too. And like we talked about the 50 wins, I absolutely think all of that shit on the table.
Oh, he'll make all
Um,
NBA if he play.
yeah, let's do pool, and then we'll transition to the NBA rankings real quick, and then I get you out of here. What
All
did you
right.
think of pool interview?
I thought it was well. You know what I mean? He coming over here like, especially after, as he mentioned, like, you know, that 2 years in Washington, you could see that like it was rough for him. Like he's
Weighing
like, dog,
on him,
I came
though.
back, I came from Golden State winning all these games to a team rebuilding and resetting where like I'm barely playing in the second half. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he learned from it and took something from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that there were some
He,
benefits to him going over there. I do
he
think it
probably
humbled
worked
him.
on his game a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I think it humbled him a lot. I liked the fact that he talked about how he a good screener and how he was working on that,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what I mean, in Washington and stuff like that. Like, hey, bro, I
Yeah.
might as well work on my craft while I'm here because
Mm-hmm.
we ain't playing no meaningful games. So I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I'ma still shoot my long threes and stuff like that. But my weaknesses, I'm gonna work on
Mm-hmm.
that. So, like he said, like last year, like last season, career high in steals. He was more engaged in defense.
Mm-hmm.
He set
In minimal
screens.
minutes.
Yeah, he set screens, and he got that from Steph. Steph be
Yep.
setting screens. You know what I mean? Like the
Mm-hmm.
star player off the ball, running around and stuff like that. So I enjoyed that about it. And that was the majority of what took. Obviously, like the little shot everybody trying to say he took at Washington.
Yeah.
He ain't
But
had a
then I
screen.
ain't had a good screen in 2 years
I really feel like he was just talking about the excitement of like Loon because he
playing with
hadn't been with
Loon.
Loon for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Washington fans took that how they want to take it, which I get it. Um, but yeah, like I think that those 2 years humbled him in a sense, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, he's gonna have a good year.
I like the energy that he had. To me, he was the MVP of the MVP of the media day, because he came in just and that kind of energy. I think the team kind of need is different from what CJ was. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's younger, it's a little more vibrant, a little more loose, but still like he's like CJ in a way to where CJ was very about the details and very meticulous, and you got to put the work in, and you know what I mean. Like he's all of that, but young, like in the younger version of it, like in more of, and Poole got something to prove.
he
Like
do.
at the end of he got a lot to prove. So, and I think him working with Fierce every day, or however often they working out, because they said they paired them, but like when I guarantee you, like Fierce is going at him. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like, or is challenging him in the workouts to the point where like, man, I gotta make sure. Like, I think the competition level throughout the building is just up to where Poole got to make sure he on top of his game, because this little dude absolutely think he could take my spot. So
yeah,
like I gotta keep him at bay. Not saying that he can, or well, I can't say that he can't, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
No, I just really liked the energy that he brought. It feels like under, like, and a lot of people mentioned it, bro. Under Joe Dumars, that dude feel I feel like you ain't even really had opportunities to hear him talk before. Do that make sense?
Who Poole?
Yeah. Like
So
in this
I literally,
capacity.
I legit, when I was watching Poole talk yesterday, I was like, dog, I don't think I've ever heard Jordan Poole talk before. Like I can't
Yeah.
remember any as much basketball as I watch, as many times. Like I can't recall even remember him like post game when he had a big game. And maybe
Yeah.
I
I
just
was
didn't pay attention to it because like after the game was over, I probably click off. But I
mm-hmm.
legit just could not, for the life of me, remember. Like when I heard him talking, I was like, "That's how he sound." Like I
Yeah.
legit, like I just couldn't remember.
I was thinking about that too, because I'm like, bro, like I know they talk about him a lot in Golden State, like he was a great mentor and all of that to the young team out there. But I'm just like, bro, I never remember hearing Jordan Poole do like, and obviously he had to do like, post games and all that. So clearly that's a thing. But I never heard Poole just speak in this fashion. The dude sound like a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean? He sound like it. It makes me believe that he took a lot from Golden State and the Washington experience specifically. Like
For
he
sure.
probably wouldn't be who he is if he wouldn't have had that specific experience and come in here with this. Like the same thing that Looney kind of said was like, I could have went to a couple other teams, but I wanted to go to a team that was kind of. It's like when you like when you create a player on the video game of Madden or something like that, you don't always go to the best team. You kind of want to go to the team that's got a little potential, so you could be a
Uh-huh.
part of making it something. So like I think that's why everybody look at the team like, oh, they got some pieces. Shit, me, you, we go over there though, we do our thing. Like we got a chance to make some noise, and he just feels like I ain't gonna like he feels like part of the core.
He is. I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like I mean, look, this was when CJ asked to get traded here. He was like, "Look, man, you see, they got Bi, they got Zion over there. You know what I mean? This
Mm-hmm.
this is what he wanted. Like, obviously, like it never panned out. But I think
Yeah,
like this version that we're about to get is the
yeah, it's
version.
going.
You know what I mean? This is the one. And now you got Poole, who also is the same age as Trey. He's in the same draft class with Zion. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like all of that, you got to take all that into effect. So I think, like I said, I think he's going to have. Plus, at the end of the day, he's also playing for another contract. So
Yeah.
that's gonna put, you know what I mean? I know he's 2 years out,
All
but
of them dudes really on the same timeline if you think
yeah.
about it.
So I think they all like it's gonna I think it's gonna be I think he's going to have a great year.
I think so too. I think we online with the 50 games, bro.
Yeah.
Um, so real quick, man, who's that? ESPN put it out. It's the ESPN. No.
Yep.
So ESPN, I don't know if anybody was like following it or whatever. And I think it came out a while ago. Then when it
Well,
came out.
50 through 11 came out today, and
Okay.
100 through 50 came out yesterday. Yesterday or the day before, not too long ago. It's new.
Okay. So ESPN put out they top 100. Well, they top what
90.
90?
They got the 90
They
so
top
far.
90. They put
Yep.
out their top 90 and dog. Wow. So who you want to discuss first? You want to talk about like Z Trey or you want to go with the Pool Herb?
For me, I just don't understand the
The thinking
yeah, like
or the
what's the
criteria?
criteria, because you got dudes who's barely played.
Oh, I think Mike froze. Y'all can still hear me? I'm good. Is that just him? Uh-oh. I can't tell what happened. That's not a good. Oh, that's not a good position. Let me get my dog screen off of that till he get back. Till he get back right. That was a little wild. Yeah, Mike froze. Let me let me get Mike out of there. Though, so we was chopping it up about the top 100, bro. What is up with the list? What is up with the list? So you got PG over Melo. PG ain't played all season, right? It's TMZ. They irrelevant. They don't even watch the NBA. No, ain't nobody watching the NBA. Yeah, Mike froze. Though. So we just sitting there looking at the list. So clearly he was basically what he was saying is like, what's the criteria for the list? Because like not just from a Pelicans fan, but like so hold on, there you go.
Yeah,
Well, you
my
good?
bad. I don't know what just happened.
Nah, you good. Go ahead. What you saying? We talking about the
Yeah,
criteria.
so like the criteria was off because I'm like, all right,
Let me
Jalen
pull it up.
Suggs on here, Jaden Ivey on here.
When did Jalen Suggs get hurt?
It had to be early in the season, huh? I don't feel like he. Let me see how many games he played. Cause like I'm like, no.
Cause
Jalen Suggs played 35 games last year, which means he was hurt the first half of the season.
yeah,
Jaden
gone.
Ivey, like Jaden
All the
Ivey played
then what did
30
Jalen
games.
Suggs come? Jalen Suggs was in like the 70s, wasn't he? Or was it the 80s?
Man, I'll let you know right now. I'm about to go through this right now.
Man, y'all be patient with us, bro, because
Let's see. Also, Mitchell Robinson made the list.
how, bro? You don't even start. You ain't
He
even
didn't even
play.
start, and he was hurt.
Yeah, you ain't even play most of the season. So,
Jaden Ivey was 85.
bro, so Jaden Ivey 85. Jaden Ivey 85 don't have no like he don't have no resume. Zero resume. Herb don't make the list.
Exactly. 85 and played 30 games.
Herb don't make the list, bro.
Bro,
Come on, man.
Jordan Poole didn't make the list.
So Jordan Poole don't make the list. Jordan Poole don't make the list. Okay, so maybe you're gonna talk about the last 2 years and what. So Poole don't make the list. Herb don't make the list. But you got Jalen Suggs who was out on the
Jalen
list.
Suggs is 59
Bro, you gotta be kidding me,
and
dog.
played 35 games.
Bro.
And played 35 games, but Jalen Suggs is 59. And
Listen, he ahead of Z.
yeah, and then Trey 58.
Bro, listen, Z a two-time, regardless of what you say, Z a two-time all-star, and even in his 30 games, averaged 25, 7, and
Yeah,
4.
exactly.
Like in 28 minutes. In 28 minutes. And Jalen Suggs, who not even the third best player on his team. Like right now, he the fourth best player on his team.
Is he even the
You
fourth?
got him ranked ahead of Zion. What? I mean, I got Bane, Paulo, Franz.
Okay, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's right.
yeah, so
Yeah, that's right.
I got him fourth, but like you got the fourth best player on a East, like a barely East team, better than Zion Williamson, who averaged Zion is all like MVP level player. Insane.
I maybe I just overlooked Herb and Poole. Maybe that's what it is, dog. Because they got people on here. I'm like, you can't say it has to do with winning. Cause if it has to do with
Kessler
winning,
Walker was Kessler Walker was on the list.
he's 98.
Walker Kessler.
He's
Walker Kessler.
98.
Bro,
You can't do
how,
it winning.
dog?
Like it don't like Nas Reed was 90.
JP made wouldn't JP top 10 in steals too?
Yeah.
JP top 10 in steals, made 235. Let's see, JP made 235 threes last year, tied 10th with Harden, did not make the list. Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
Son, the dude, what's his name? Tumani Kamara for Portland. He made it.
Yeah. And
With
listen, I don't mind him making the list. I don't mind him making the list because he played and he a beast. But if all of these players that were absent made the list, how is Herb not even on the list?
or
Like,
Poole.
or Poole. Like at the end of the day, with Herb, you considering Herb like Herb healthy, they'd be like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna be first or second team all NBA. Like, I mean all defense. I'm sorry, all
Yep.
defense. But
And
no, go ahead.
Cooper Flag
Ain't
is
played a
number
minute.
is 52.
Ahead of so Cooper Flag better than Zion and Trey.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
Come on, bro. So what do you think of Trey being ahead of Z?
I don't know what the basis of it is. Like, what is it? what is it based on? Because they both played probably the same amount of games together last year. And when they played the same amount of games last year, Zion looked like the best player on the court.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? It just
No, Joel and
weird.
B, like, listen, I like Joel. Joel 47, bro. Did Joel even play last season?
Maybe like
10
10,
games?
12 games.
10, 12 games. So he get to be 47 with 10, 12 games. PG ain't played. He on the list. And like Z in the 60s. He was 27 the year before. He done dropped to
Yeah.
60?
And Trey was unranked.
Trey was unranked. Trey ain't listen, bro. Trey didn't, and I like Trey. Trey didn't prove nothing to be ahead of Zion last season. I don't know, dog.
He didn't even start the season. Trey was hurt to start the year. It's like it's weird, bro. Like I don't just looking at the list again right now. Like I don't know what the
ESPN good for some trash ass list, bro.
like
I don't know
what
who.
it's based on. Like even Jalen
Stephon Castle on the list, bro, at 99. So like, I understand he was rookie of the year, but is he better than Herb Jones?
He not.
Like at anything, who you rather have?
Then if you go look at
Peyton Pritchard, bro, ahead
six
of
man of the
Poole.
year.
Ahead of Poole though.
The wildest one was Scotty Barnes. Last year, Scotty Barnes was 35. Like this how backward it is. Last year he was 35. This year he's 30. The summary under his name says he took a step back from last season. So you moved him up 5? Like so y'all say he got worse last season than he was the season before. But y'all moving from 35 to 30.
That's perfect.
Come on, bro.
Son, JV on the list.
Yeah.
JV on. Listen, respect the
JV.
JV.
Was in Washington.
Bro, JV was bad last year, bro.
He was.
JV was bad last year. What did he get traded to? Sacramento. Still terrible. I think JV. Yes. How you not start at all and make the list? How you be a top 100 player? I ain't gonna say because obviously you gotta have to make the 100. You need more than the starters, but like, how does JV, who damn near walked away from the league, he was trying to go overseas, bro, make the top 100?
Like I said, you just
over Herb Jones.
You just can't sit up here and tell me that Jordan Poole is not a top 100 player. Like I know y'all didn't watch him, and that's probably what that say. That y'all just didn't watch him play basketball because you didn't put no one from Washington on the list.
No.
You know what I mean? And the only reason JV probably got it because he went to Sacramento and you probably had like a little bit of a fan base watching him in Sacramento. But if JV was still in Washington, I don't even think you put him like on the list.
That's
what that tells me. Like they just
Jabari Smith 74.
Yeah.
Jabari, and like respectfully, Jabari barely played.
Yeah.
Like Jabari wasn't just in the rotation like that for Houston.
No, he wasn't.
And it's not like he was killing. He ain't got trade numbers.
Yeah. So
like, stop it though. Yeah, that shit whack. But man, I appreciate everybody for tapping in though. We just had to get some of this out. So I'll say this, based off of everything that didn't happen with the media day, with Joe speaking, with how the team looking and the practicing. Obviously, they got a second practice. They're probably practicing right now, to be honest, or they might have just finished because Fierce put it out today. We got another practice tonight, so they still going on their 2-a-days. Obviously,
I think they had it. Matter of fact, I think the clips they showed, the videos, that might have been from the
second practice.
Because the first practice, Zion, I think, like when he did the first interview this morning after practice, he had on like a gray shirt. But the video clip they showing, he got on a red dry fit. So maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go tap in and look at those. But man, I ain't gonna lie though. I think we in good position, bro.
Yeah.
we in good position. A lot of people still sleeping on the team. Everybody is motivated to go prove people wrong, which is the perfect kind of team. You have had that chip on the shoulder. They talented than a lot of people. I'm still in line for the 50 wins. Do you think, let me ask you this, do you think preseason gotta look a certain kind of way?
No, because I mean we've been there where we went undefeated in the preseason and then was bad in the regular season, and we had other
I
years where
think it
we
was.
weren't good in the preseason and had a good regular season. I think for me during the preseason, I just want to see like that chemistry like being built. I just want to see a semblance of a identity. Like it doesn't have to
Mm-hmm.
be established during the preseason because you're gonna start playing some of your rookies and stuff like that at some point
Mm-hmm.
too. But I just want to see a little bit of like a identity trying to be informed.
The only thing I'm looking for in preseason, dog, is for everybody to play.
Yeah,
Everybody to play. I need, like, I don't need none of the, BI, like when BI was sitting out, and then like
that
y'all
was
need as
weird.
y'all need as many, like you had never had, they were healthy and you had never had, I mean, obviously minus Trey, but like they were healthy and you had never had an opportunity to see your starting lineup because you just was saving it.
Yeah.
Stop it. So I want these dudes to get as much run as possible. That's the only thing I'm looking for in the preseason. Like, no, they asses need to be on the court, and not saying they need to be playing 30, 40 minutes, but like you need to be around that, you know, 20 to 25. Like, and how many preseason games they got? 4?
Yeah.
By like that third game, like y'all
Mm-hmm.
need to have, like, get a good sweat going and stuff like that, though. Let's get this thing off on
You
the
gonna
on
be
the
up to
right
watch
foot.
the game?
Fucking right.
No, I'm not watching that. It's 4 in the morning.
Boy, you sleep, boy. When is the game? It's
I
what,
can't.
next week?
I think it is next week.
I don't know. I'm saying, boy, you lucky I don't go live. I'll be live 5 a.m. You're 5 a.m. tapped in preseason Pels, and I'm
No,
I'm I'm
indeed,
locked
no.
in,
I
ready
catch
to
the
go.
replay.
Yeah, but man, appreciate everybody for tapping in again. Mike, dog, appreciate you for coming through. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
brother.
Joining October 3rd. Bet round the corner. Listen, I'm locked in. But look, for some of these games, I'm gonna be in the blender for the home game. So y'all gonna have to excuse me. Y'all might be catching Pels in the blender from the phone in the car on the on the ride home. You heard me, for sure. But like for these road games, I'm thinking about doing like live shows throughout the game. You know what I mean? Everybody can kind of tap in, and we can like kind of watch the game together and whatnot, and like just kind of experience. We do live reactions and whatnot. I think that'll be fun. So be on the lookout for that, man. But appreciate everybody for tapping in, dog. Pels and Blender. I'm A Davis. That's Mike B. Everybody be safe. Go up, compels season around the corner. Everybody, let's get it. Peace.